for big fish and big money. 200 anglers, 4 days, one tough competition.
That's what I'm talking about, folks. You gotta get you some of that.
10 remain in a fight to the finish. The season's over and the stakes are high. One last chance to prove they're the best. Win a major payday.
Wow.
And earn the title of champion.
Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Yes! Number 5. Oh, yeah. Yeah! Glory ticket! $500,000 winner.
Autumn has come to northern Alabama. The full palette of fall coloring a region known for its natural beauty. This area is also known as a mecca for bass anglers. And this week, top qualifiers from around the nation have come here to battle for the richest rewards in the event's history. And we're talking about big-time dollars. This is the $1 million 2006 Stren Series Championship from Decatur, Alabama. Hello, everyone. I'm Keith Leibowitz, along with Chris Jones. Welcome to the 2006 Stren Series Championship, where anglers from all over the country and all over the world have assembled here vying for the top prize of $140,000.
Keith, 38 states and 3 countries represented here at the Stren Series Championship. $1 million purse on the line. We have the top 40 pros and co-anglers from the 5 Stren Series divisions here, and they've done well on Wheeler Lake.
And this event is known as a launching pad for careers. It did just that for Gabe Bolivar last year. The Tylenol Pro finished second at this event. He's now very successful at the Walmart FLW Tour level. This year, the Cinderella story, well, it has to be Ricky D. Scott.
Ricky D. Scott from Van Buren, Arkansas, qualified through the Central Division. You don't see his name in the top 20s or top 10s very often. The guy's only won $32,000 career earnings, but I tell you what, he had 16 pounds, 2 ounces yesterday. That's an awesome day on day 3, and it's going to be hard for the rest of the guys to catch up today.
Yeah, he really shocked the top 10 field, and he probably shocked himself because he doesn't even realize what he's done. He is qualified for next year's Forest Wood Cup. It is the richest event in the history of our sport. He's going to have a shot at a $1 million top prize.
Exactly, Keith. We take the top pro and the top co-angler finisher from this Stren Series Championship from the 5 Stren divisions to that $2 million Forest Wood Cup next year, Hot Springs, Arkansas.
And Chris, here's what our top 10 field looks like. Half of them are from the Southeast Division. They're all competing for one slot to the Forest Wood Cup. The most intriguing matchup comes from the Northeastern Division, where J.T. Kinney and Dave Lefebre will battle it out for a shot at next year's championship.
I'm 2 pounds behind JT. We got the championship on the line for next year, the $1 million Forest Wood Cup, but you know, that's really the furthest thing from my mind right now. I'm just going to go out and fish. We got several other ways to qualify for that, and I'm not real worried about that. I'm just going to go out and try to win this tournament, and hopefully the leader stumbles a little bit.
And here is the leader, Ricky D. Scott, and he's in very good shape this morning.
I feel pretty good about a 6-pound lead. I'd rather have a 6-pound lead than me trying to overcome a 6-pound lead. But I'm not worried about anybody else. I just got to go do my thing, and if I'm going to do what I do. If I have a good day, I'll have a 6-figure payday at the end of the day. If not, then I'm just going to do all I can.
These anglers are bundled up for good reason. There is ice on the boats this morning. Now, Alabama may be in the deep south, but it is cold here.
There's frost on the pumpkin this morning, but we're still going fishing.
Stacy's right. A cold front has pushed through this week, and the falling water temperatures have given the fish lockjaw. And with $1 million on the line and a $140,000 first place prize, execution is key.
Big fish, baby. It's coming. You watch.
I love Jason's enthusiasm. Jason Barovka is a Stren Series Western Division pro from California, and he knows that one big bite, the right bite, can make the difference in $140,000.
The entire field, though, has a lot of catching up to do to Ricky D. Scott. 200 pros began this event, 40 from each of the 5 divisions, and after 2 days, the top 10 advanced. The winner is determined by a 2-day total weight yesterday plus today. Alabama sits on the Gulf of Mexico, but stretches over 300 miles north. Wheeler Lake is near the Tennessee border. Anglers have about 60 miles to fish between Wheeler and Guntersville dams. And they all start from the Ingalls Harbor Marina in Decatur. And that's where we find Stacy King, really just outside that marina. And Stacy is the last remaining angler in this competition from the Midwest Division. That means he too is already qualified for the Forest Wood Cup.
Stacy's working a jig in deep brush piles, and he's hoping to get that early bite.
There he is.
And he's got the early bite.
Good way to start the morning off. Come on in here. Get in here, boat. Gotcha. Oh, he fell off.
He fell off, but he fell off in the boat, luckily for Stacy. That should give him some momentum. He caught just one fish yesterday and has already matched that this morning.
Nice fat little bass to start the morning off with on the second cast. Maybe that's a good omen. I caught one on the last cast I threw yesterday, the only bass I caught. Maybe I'll catch a few more of them today.
This is a big opportunity for the veteran Stacy King. He'll need a huge stringer to catch up with Ricky D. Scott, and today he can go for broke. So far, so good. Over now to Berkeley Pro Bobby Lane, fishing his third Stren Series Championship, and he is from the Southeast Division, which is the dominant force here in our top 10. 5 anglers still in the game. And in a first on the FLW Trail, Bobby and his brother Arnie both made it to this championship. We spoke with them before the competition began to see if there's any sibling rivalry.
Last tournament of the year. Boy, it's been a rough year, but things sure could get good today.
We both qualified to make this championship, and to get here and fishing for $140,000 is just phenomenal.
It's been an awesome week, and having my brother rooming with me takes all the stress off.
It's great having family there and a brother to talk to, you know, when you're practicing and the tournament's over. But when we're on the water and the tournament started and it's game on, he's trying to win, I'm trying to win, and we're not going to give each other any leeway. I mean, 140 grand could change your life.
If he's missing something, I'll tell him, and if I'm missing something, I would expect him to tell me, but I think half the time I get the runaround on that.
How come I didn't get anything about a rattle trap as far as information in practice?
Oh, we're both shooting for the win. You know?
Yeah, but
I mean,
my God, we're brothers.
Well, exactly.
You help me, I help you a little bit.
I figured you put me on a few flipping fish today, but
well.
that never happens. You just kind of wish each other the best of luck and go about your business. I'm pushing for him. I hope he wins it. He's pushing for me.
If we catch him, then great, and if we don't, we cheer the one on that does catch him.
I can't believe he's leading that thing. Hopefully it'll hold up. I hope I can kind of move up a little bit on the ladder and follow his footsteps.
We just love to fish. I mean, the whole family does. For one guy to do good, it's exciting for the whole family.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck to you too. Best of luck.
Bobby did not have a great year on the Walmart FLW Tour. This would be huge for him to be able to qualify for next year's championship at this event, Chris.
Keith, he weighed in over 16 pounds on day one, a massive Lake Wheeler stringer, all out of the grass, and he's hooked up to one here. He loves to flip. Wow, this looks like a Lake Okeechobee fishing.
Oh. Big fish.
Sir. I love grass fishing.
And for good reason. What a fish.
Lord, fish.
Woo. And he can find them.
That's a Lake Wheeler Decatur deep matted grass. I love it. I love it.
Nearly a 4-pounder.
Beautiful.
Great way to start the morning off.
5 more. 4 more. Like that.
$140,000 and a championship berth on the line for Bobby Lane. He's off to a great start.
Hey, I'm Bobby Lane. Hang around because I'm going to flip up some big bass in the grass at Wheeler Lake.
Wheeler Lake covers about 67,000 acres, and these anglers have explored every inch of them. They can fish anywhere from Guntersville Dam in the east to Wheeler Dam some 60 miles away. But most of the action happens in the middle of the lake at a place called Decatur Flats.
This is one of the biggest, best flats, you know, on this lake. If you look at the whole Wheeler spread out, you're going to see one area that has ditches and creek channels, and it's off the main river, and that's Decatur Flats, and there's nothing else like it on the lake, and that's why it concentrates a lot of fish.
It's about 4.5 miles long by a mile or so wide, covered with ridges and grass, and it really presents itself a lot like a lake in Florida.
Being from Florida, we flip grass, we flip a lot of heavy cover down there with big weights and, you know, heavy line and big rods and reels, and, you know, Decatur's got a lot of grass and a lot of heavy vegetation out there.
I think the guys in Florida they're used to fishing grass all the time, big expansive areas of grass, and we look for the little indifferences, the edges, thicker areas, thinner areas. Instead of just looking at it as all of it as grass, you got to pick it apart and find out the little differences, and those are the key areas that'll hold the fish.
If it's a good area that's got good water and it's clean water, and it looks like there should be a fish there, I'll switch up doing a few different things, and but I'll pick that certain mat or piece of vegetation apart and figure out how they want it, if they want it on the fall or they want it hopping it up a few times. Because if you catch a fish out of the grass, it's usually healthier than what's on the bank.
The weather plays a big part in how you're going to go to attack fish here at Wheeler Lake. So you need to really be practiced in several different patterns of the lake that the lake has to offer, not be just stuck into one, because if you do and then Mother Nature comes and you have a 20-mile-an-hour north wind, it just totally deteriorates the flat.
It actually makes the grass start to sway back and forth. The sediment dislodges from the grass and it makes the water really muddy. Now, some fish will bite in muddy water, but when fish normally live in clear water like they do on Decatur Flats and then it suddenly gets muddy, that presents a really tough situation.
A&W Pro JT Kinney is known as the Florida Flipping King, but right now, Chris, he's adapting to changing conditions.
JT's been flipping the Decatur Flats, but is now taking a risk, finesse fishing up toward the Elk River. He's gone from power fishing to finesse fishing.
I'm just kind of keeping the line just a little bit tight, and I'm just kind of letting it slip along the bottom with the current. Kind of looks like something natural drifting down through there. Using a real light weight. A reaction innovation worm, too.
JT qualified out of the Northeastern Division and has his first fish on.
Little, but he's
There's some music playing of the cell phone.
Hey, music playing, catch fish, you know.
JT Kinney going to the beat of his cameraman there, pulling one in when the phone went off.
JT's using a Reaction Innovations flirt worm, 7 inches, on an 1/8-ounce jig head, drifting it in the current.
There's a measuring device here.
Fish must be at least 12 inches long.
Oh, you get to go meet Chris Jones.
Hope he can bring me 4 more.
Actually, I hope you don't. Actually, I hope you get thrown back a little bit. But...
JT hoping to catch 5 bigger ones than that. Over now to Kellogg's Pro Dave Lefebre, who is vying with JT Kinney for a spot at the Forest Wood Cup. And like JT, qualified through the Northeastern Division, and Dave was the points champion in that division. And Chris, he's got to be considered one of the hottest anglers on the planet right now, and he's got a fish hooked up here.
Oh, that's a big one.
That is a big fish, a Carolina rig bass. David's Carolina rigging. It's a slow presentation where he's keeping contact with the bottom, hoping to get that key bite.
And that is a huge fish there for Lefebre.
Carolina rig.
Carolina rig is a great presentation when the bass are lethargic. It's a key technique during a cold front when the bass slow down. And the bait stays off the bottom as you're dragging the weight, that bait hopping in front of the fish, triggering the strikes.
Ugh. That makes me shake.
Keeper number 3 for Lefebre. Sam Bass is fishing from the Land O'Lakes boat, and he led the opening round here, but zeroed yesterday. He is the local favorite and the father of a future Stren Series champ.
I'm mad. I'm a man on a mission. I'm swinging for the fence. I'm tired of letting all this stuff mess with my head. I'm gonna get back to doing what I know what to do, and that's catch fish. That's what I'm talking about. Me and my son's been fishing ever since he's old enough to go fishing. He's got to have the same amount of lures, so whenever we go to buy lures or make an order, it costs me double. That's my son. My son is 11 years old. He's playing in the championship game tomorrow, and I told my son, I'm sorry that I'm going to miss your game. He said, well, Dad, you're in a championship and I'm in a championship. Let's win one together. I own a pest control company, Sam the Bug Man. I've been doing pest control for, about 18 years. I know a lot about bugs. There's a lot of bugs that would make a good fishing lure. The ribbit. I've had a lot of people say, you can call Sam during the week, but On Saturday, you're gonna have a hard time getting him because he's gonna be on the water.
Sam has the heart of a champion, but he's gonna have to make one heck of a comeback to win this thing.
With 19 pounds and 4 ounces on day one thing's for sure, he knows how to catch these big bass on Wheeler Lake. He's got a fish after it. Look at that swirl. What an awesome fish.
Wow, you don't see that too often up close. What a blow up.
That fish came up and sucked that frog right down.
And you can see how strong Sam Bass is.
He's fighting him through the grass.
Got it.
What I'm talking about, folks. Frog fishing right there, buddy.
That is a huge Lake Wheeler bass.
That's it right there, frog fishing. You gotta get you some of that. Thank you, Jesus.
Frog fishing, that's exciting.
You can hear him breathing. He had to work so hard to get that fish in the boat. Sam Bass is finally on the board in the final round.
Hi, I'm Sam Bass. With a name like that, what else am I gonna do? Stay tuned for more Stren Series Championship at Wheeler Lake.
Welcome back to Wheeler Lake in the 2006 Stren Series Championship. Now, Wheeler is known for big bass, and they have been out in full force this week. 5-pound fish have helped push limits up to near 20 pounds. But of all the toads we've seen, only one was big enough to be named the Snickers Big Bass. And that award goes to David Siapa of the Northeast Division for this 7-pound chunk. He takes home $750. Defoe has seen some big bass during this event. His day 2 sack tipped the scales at 14 pounds and 12 ounces. But he has not been on the big one since then. He's having a pretty good day today, though, Chris.
This would be keeper number 5, Keith. Yesterday, he brought in a limit weighing just 6'11", so he needs some big ones to make up some ground.
That's a nice spotted bass right there.
The conditions changed after day 2, and he had to move off his best spots. He's adjusted well, but he needs bigger fish if he's going to catch up.
The kind we like.
Over now to Jason Barovka from the Western Division, and he is having a rookie year that most anglers only dream of. As the only angler remaining from the Western Division, he has secured himself a spot at the $2 million Forest Wood Cup in 2007. Now, he hasn't quit his day job yet, but he's been practicing his whole life to make his dreams come true.
I walked in here last night just to look at my boat. That's when it hit me. I could not believe that I made it all the way over here and I'm about to go on this huge stage. It's unbelievable.
From Salinas, California, here is Jason Barovka.
I started fishing when I was 3 years old. When I was 16, I fished 61 days in a row. I just knew what I wanted to do from day one. I knew I wanted to be here, and I made it.
21-11, you're in 2nd place.
Welcome to Corn Valley Ranch. Being a bellman, I get time off. I rarely work. I work at night. I can fish in the morning for work. And right over here to the right. I worked real hard to find a job like this that can give me the flexibility to fish. I feel like I'm just living the dream, you know, just being actually out here working and then going and doing the fishing thing on the side. Big fish, baby. It's coming. They're opening doors out west. FLW, the series coming next year. As soon as Stren got there, it was just like perfect timing. I decided to go for it. It's opened a lot of doors for me.
Jason Barovka, just the latest West Coast angler making a name for himself.
Western anglers are incredible fishermen. Brent Ayler, Luke Clausen, they both won the Walmart FLW Tour Championship in their career. Very versatile anglers. And Jason Barovka, you will see him in 2007 in that brand new Walmart FLW Series National Guard Western Division.
And Chris, there will be 4 separate $1 million events that will be televised, of course, right here on FSN. And that is Barovka's first keeper of the day. He's on the board. Now over to Thanh Lee in the Lowry's boat. He was in 4th place after yesterday, and Thanh has got another keeper headed to the boat. This would be the 7th fish he's caught today.
What a great year Thanh Lee's had. He qualified for the FLW Tour Championship and the Stren Series Championship. And this is his first year back east. Originally from El Cajon, California, the guy knows how to catch them. And he can cull with this fish, which is a good sign. He's one of 5 anglers from the Southeastern Division in this top 10.
JT Kinney is on the move again. He's rolling the dice and trying his hand at finesse fishing today. We'll see if the Florida Flipping King's gamble pays off. Come on back for more on FLW Outdoors. Winter this morning. It is certainly a little chilly out here for Ricky D. Scott. The man with the big lead at the start of the day has caught only one small fish. Chris, it is amazing to see what's going on with Ricky Scott out there right now. The guy had over a 6-pound lead coming into today, and he just can't seem to get on a roll. Why not?
Keith, the water's falling. He fished the first 2 places yesterday. The water's dried up, so he had to improvise. He made the change. He caught big fish late. Hopefully, that's what's going to happen today. He's staying positive. He thinks when the sun gets up, water warms, he's going to get on them.
Scott came here from the Central Division, and as the only angler left from that division, he's already locked up a spot at the Forest Wood Cup.
Keith, Ricky D. Scott came out of nowhere and blew away the field on day 3. That's an impressive accomplishment considering this is an incredible top 10, and it made people want to know, just who is this Ricky D. Scott?
My dad and I were running an electrical contracting business. He got me started fishing, so I told him if he wanted me to help him work, he should have ever taught me how to fish.
Wow!
I haven't seen anyone fishing the same way that I'm fishing, or the same stretch of the bank that I'm fishing, or the same bait. I've found something just a little different than what most of the other guys are doing.
And Chris, you saw at the bottom of his bio there, no wins in his career. Could he be on the verge of a breakthrough? He's got a big one here. Look at the bend in that rod.
Big spinnerbait fish, Keith. This helps the cause. That's a giant. He's slow rolling that spinnerbait in shallow water, and the warmer it gets, the better the bite.
It looks like he could be back on the fish, and with a 6-pound lead from yesterday, he is putting himself in position to be a champion here, much like the man who won last year, Kellogg's Pro Sam Newby. And his winning pattern is the subject of today's Fujifilm Fine Picks Photo Flashback.
Your champion, Sam Newby, $140,000 richer.
Last year, I won this event on Lake Pickwick, fishing a 1/2-ounce jig on docks, which is my favorite way to fish. This is the actual jig I won it on. It's a 1/2-ounce jig, homemade jig, peanut butter and jelly in color with a net bait pocket chunk on it. And now I'm going to show you how I caught them. I would fish the jig to the corner of the dock, and there was an angle iron that came down and tied the 2 docks together. I would bounce the jig off the angle iron. It would create a reaction strike. That's how I caught every fish I won that tournament on. Now you take it home and see what you can do with it.
Thank you, Sam. Want more fishing secrets from Sam Newby and other FLW pros? Log on to FLWOutdoors.com to watch all of our Fishing 101 lessons. For more tips, call 877-270-5646 to subscribe to FLW Outdoors magazine. Now back over to another Kellogg's pro. This is Dave Lefebre looking for a Kellogg's back-to-back at the Stren Championship.
This is Dave's 4th Stren Series top 10 in a row. He started the day in 3rd place, over 8 pounds out of the lead, so he has some catching up to do. Remember, he's also competing with JT Kinney for that Northeastern Division slot at the Forest Wood Cup.
Nice fish for Dave Lefebre.
Yeah, little smallmouth. I brought that one from Erie.
From Erie, Pennsylvania.
That's great. I wanted to catch a smallmouth down here.
He's a fish catching machine, Keith.
Nice. Boy, aren't they pretty? Love it.
This one comes on a Norrie's bug.
Nice fish for Dave Lefebre to round out his limit, but he'll need more weight to catch up to our leader, Ricky D. Scott.
Smaller weight makes a difference, man.
Hi, I'm Ricky D. Scott. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to catch another big fish at the Stren Series Championship.
National Guard.
Hi, I'm Wesley Strader from Spring City, Tennessee, and today we're here at beautiful Ingalls Harbor in Decatur, Alabama. I'm not fishing today, but you know what? Let's go check out some sights in Decatur. We're here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Let's go see what they got in store for us.
No, we're not going to show you around.
Yeah.
We're going to put you in a flight suit. I'm going to take you in and...
Flight suit? You got to get zipped up here, because I'm fixing to fly. Where are my missiles at? I'm chasing that diamond and I cannot catch it. I didn't do that. Is this the worst you've ever seen? That's why I fish and don't drive space shuttles. Come on, let's go. See what they got for us next.
They look like Lance Armstrong.
I'm hovering on air. I need one of these at my house. Hi, Mom.
Houston, we have a problem.
Here goes breakfast, baby. Oh, you won't get sick.
Oh, Lord. You can always come down to downtown Decatur on historic Bank Street and check out some of the antique shops. Oh, those would look good on the back of a fishing lure. Hey, there's nothing like a bunch of sightseeing to make you hungry, so let's go in here to Big Bob Gibson's Barbecue and try her out. 4 pigs is better than 2. So you could kind of say you're living high on the hog.
Yes, you can say that.
Are these like special potatoes? That's what I call some butter with your potato. I've never had a potato with pork on it. Let's try it. Excellent. Well, I hope you had a good time here when we were in Decatur, but you know what? I got to get to fishing, so I'll see you at the next stop.
Wesley Strader flipping out. Nice job, Wes. Here is Bobby Lane. He's got a couple of nice fish in the boat.
And he's sticking to what brought him to the dance. That's flipping.
If you flip all day, you're really just trying for 5 bites. I could go all day, 8 hours, and not get a bite and still be happy. At least I'm doing what I like to do, and I don't have a spinning rod in my hand.
Bobby started today over 11 pounds out of the lead, but he caught that huge stringer, over 16 pounds on day 1. He's been connecting with big fish. If he continues to catch them big, he can put himself in contention to make a run at this thing.
And look at that one. Speaking of big, a huge fish.
Got her.
Cradled like a baby.
That's a giant fish.
Time that fish hit my bait, I just kept plugging and plugging away. We got her. Boy, that's a healthy one.
Doing what he does best, flipping.
It's got to be 4.
And Bobby Lane has now also put himself back in contention for next year's Forest Wood Cup through the Southeast Division. Great job for the Berkeley Pro. Back now to opening round leader Sam Bass in the Land O'Lakes boat, and like Bobby Lane, he's sticking to Decatur Flats.
He is. He's flipping. Just like Bobby Lane, flipping holes in the grass mats. He's letting that bait sit down in there, almost dead sticking it. When that fish hits, he's ripping him out of the grass, getting him on top of the water.
Beautiful hook set. Scooting him across the top and getting him into the boat.
There you go.
He's got perfect form, great technique. The key to flipping. Let's take a look at this again. Smooth presentation. It's all in the wrist when you're flipping. Great hook set, powerful hook set. And then he gets him up on top of the water, into the boat.
I let it sit still, and then it picked it back up.
Nice job by Sam Bass. He has got a second keeper on board. He's got a shot to move up the leaderboard. And as the clock ticks down, the pressure builds here at the 2006 Stren Series Championship. More action ahead here on FLW Outdoors. When co-anglers began this event 3 days ago, it was the first Stren Series Championship for 16-year-old co-angler Mark Condren, who has found a mentor, coach, and friend in pro angler Luis Paredes.
That's what you can do, man. That's what you can do. Fish hard and try to get this fish. I met Mark when he was about 6 years old. I used to go fishing on a bank, and I saw this little kid fishing in there and jumping all over the place. Next thing you know, he's asking me questions about what was I using, what kind of rod I was using, what kind of line I was using.
He showed me how to cast this bait and how to retrieve it and how to actually catch this fish. Every day I talked to him, and we became great friends. And my buddy Louie.
It amused me how good of a fisherman he was when he was that little. And from then on, it just snowballed. And here we are, the championship.
Fishing has helped me in my life greatly, especially because I have ADHD right now, and it's very hard to comprehend and take things in and be able to focus on one thing. And fishing has improved my grades, and I've become an honor student from getting C's and D's.
I would like to see him become a professional fisherman. I would like to see him excel at it, and that in itself will be rewarding for me.
I just put the seeds in, that was it. I mean, he grew from there.
A great story. Mark Condren finished 169th in the co-angler field. Here now is Dave Lefebre. The Kellogg's Pro has a limit in the boat, and he's looking for an upgrade, and he's got one here.
Looking to upgrade a small limit. Looks like a pretty good fish, Keith.
Chris, you mentioned Dave's recent success. 4 top 10s in a row on the Stren Series, a win on the Potomac. He's as competitive as any pro out there, and he's competing with JT Kinney for a spot in next year's Forest Wood Cup. And he's got the pedal to the floor going after JT.
Stanley Ribbit.
Dave's targeting topwater bass, schooling bass with a watermelon red-colored Stanley Ribbit, a topwater toad.
Thank you, Lord.
And Dave is now going to cull. You can only bring your 5 biggest fish to the scale.
Don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm a little bit excited about what's about to happen right here.
Dave thinks he is on a pattern that could move him up big time on the leaderboard. Ricky D. Scott has got to be feeling the pressure. He's only landed 2 keepers today.
Ricky's using homemade spinnerbaits. This one is a 3/8 ounce homemade spinnerbait. His dad used to make these lures, and when Ricky ran out of his dad's, he began making his own.
Maybe a fish foul.
It's paid off for him this week, and he's got one on here. Oh, this could be huge for Ricky Scott.
This fish will take him one step closer to his biggest payday ever.
For a guy that's never won an event before, imagine what's going through his mind. This could change his life.
I saw a log there yesterday and remembered where it was at.
If he can stay ahead of the other 9 anglers here, it will be his first FLW win. And the last time the FLW Tour came to Decatur, another first-timer, Alvin Shaw, took top honors. That $100,000 win is the subject of today's Castro Flashback. In 2005, Alvin Shaw captured his first FLW title on Wheeler Lake, topping off a record-tying top 10 run.
This is his 3rd top 10 in a row.
The road wouldn't be easy as rookie Michael Bennett set the early mark to beat, but Shaw caught the only limit of the day.
You ready?
And took home the victory by just 4 ounces.
We have a champion. Alvin Shaw is our champion.
And now Ricky Scott looking for his first victory. This is keeper number 4. Into the boat, Chris.
That homemade spinnerbait is paying off. He's applying some serious pressure to the other 9 pros.
We are going down to the wire in this event. Ricky Scott is putting on a show. 10 great anglers, only one will walk away with the championship title. The last cast, up next on FLW Outdoors. Minutes of competition here on Wheeler Lake, where a $1 million purse is on the line. A former Stren Series Championship winner made headlines at the Walmart FLW Tour Championship earlier this year. Brent Ayler won the title and $500,000, but he wasn't the only winner from that event. You voted online for the Eagle Claw Hook Set Award, and Brennan Bosley got your vote. He receives a $500 Walmart shopping cart presented by Eagle Claw. Back now with the man frequently called the Florida Flippin' King, JT Kinney, but Chris, not this afternoon.
JT has traded power fishing for finesse fishing, and it's paying off.
You saw him set up big time on that fish.
It looks to be a good one, Keith.
Tense moment.
A tense moment, says JT.
He's got to play it right, Keith. He doesn't want to lose this bass.
Pull your trolling motor up. Pull your trolling motor up, dude.
That fish is headed right towards the camera boat.
Oh, the fish just jumped. You heard it. And it almost pulled JT in the water.
It did. He's going for the net. He's got him ready.
This fish could qualify him for next year's Forest Wood Cup, and he's got
Daddy's happy, baby. Woo!
Perfect execution.
Yeah!
Look out, Ricky D. Scott. JT Kinney is on the move.
That's what I'm talking about. Right there.
That is big-time money right there for JT Kinney. Could he win this thing? Time is up, and the anglers are pulling in their trolling motors and heading in.
We have a fantastic top 10, veterans, rookies. Execution played a huge role in the success of our anglers on day 4. It was power fishing versus finesse fishing. For JT Kinney, will versatility pay off? Or will Ricky D. Scott, after 11 years fishing under the FLW Outdoors umbrella, secure his first major victory?
The angler's destination? The weigh-in tent at Walmart, where yesterday the co-angler competition was decided. And that title went to Monty Knight. from the Central Division. He caught 3 fish weighing 5 pounds, 3 ounces. They were enough for 5 big. Congratulations also goes out to our 5 co-angler qualifiers for next year's Forest Wood Cup from the Central, Northeastern, Southeast, West, and Midwest Divisions. For the pros, the title and the invitation to the Forest Wood Cup are still on the line. The fishing is over. It's time to see who found the big bass. At the marina, they gun their engines one last time to put their boats on the trailers. These pros look confident, but there are butterflies in their stomachs as they head to the final stop of this event. A police escort clears the way through Decatur as the procession makes its way to the weigh-in tent outside Walmart. Somewhere in those live wells is the winning sack. Each pro carries his day's work into the tent and hopefully into the history books as a winner. Outside, the fans are enjoying the free family fun zone. It's a place where the next generation of anglers can go on rides and try their luck with a rod and reel. And fans of all ages get to meet their favorite pros. The Alabama Army National Guard is here to introduce their Emergency Communications Center. It will provide assistance in case a natural disaster like Hurricane Katrina occurs.
We show up to an area struck by a natural disaster. FEMA, local law enforcement agencies will have lost the ability to communicate. We go in and provide the link. We give them the ability to have constant communications that they didn't have before. We're here to show off the new equipment, help citizens feel secure and see what we've got in case there were a natural disaster again. They would feel secure knowing that we can respond efficiently and effectively.
Our thanks to all the brave men and women of the National Guard. Now it's time to decide a champion. Chris Jones is inside. The weigh-in is underway. To stay alive, the pros have to beat Ricky D. Scott's 16-pound benchmark. Sam Bass zeroed yesterday, and with just 2 fish today, he is eliminated. Stacy King caught a limit today, but it too is not enough. Mark Shepard had 1 fish yesterday, 4 today. His 2-day total, 6 pounds, 6 ounces, and he's out of the game. Here is Berkeley pro Bobby Lane. He spent his day flipping, but did he get enough big bites?
Put her in there, Bobby. Bobby Lane, part of the Spider Wire Pro team. He has 3 big bass worth 10 pounds and 1 ounce. Wow.
With a 2-day total of 14 pounds and 14 ounces, it is over for Bobby Lane. So 5 anglers remain, including A&W pro JT Kinney. But for now, it's Ricky D. Scott hanging on to the lead. We'll see if he can keep it next. 5 anglers have been eliminated, and there are 5 to go. The Stren Series Championship title hangs in the balance. Jason Barovka, the West Coast angler, has a 2-day total of just 5 fish, weighing 7 pounds, 12 ounces. He's out of the running. Defoe, though, has a limit, but his 2-day total can't match that of Ricky D. Scott from yesterday. Defoe is out. And so is Thanh Lee, with a 2-day total of 15 pounds and 8 ounces. Dave Lefebre has been culling up all afternoon, and he's got a stringer of fish to challenge for the lead.
5 bass limit. 5 bass worth 10 pounds and 3 ounces. 10-3 for the Kellogg's Pro.
A 2-day total of 18 pounds, 1 ounce puts Lefebre into the lead, but he still has to fight off JT Kinney for the title of top Northeastern Division finisher and a ticket to the Forest Wood Cup. JT changed his pattern today and moved to new ground, showing that his finesse game is just as powerful as his flipping. He had a good day, but beating Dave Lefebre could make it a great one.
Daddy's happy, baby! Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
2 Northeastern Division pros battling out for the final spot. You're up to 4 pounds, 14 ounces. You need 8-3, so you're going to need about a 3.5 pounder. Wow! Five bass limit for the A&W Root Beer Pro Team angler JT Kinney. Good job, JT. 5 worth 9 pounds and 4 ounces. 9-4.
And JT Kinney assures himself a spot at the Forest Wood Cup in 2007 and takes the lead in this championship. But Ricky D. Scott has yet to weigh in. Did he catch enough to win his first FLW title? Find out next. Ricky D. Scott waits to see if he has scored a life-changing win here. And JT Kinney is the only man left who can stop him. Right now, JT has the lead, but he has no more fish. Ricky D. Scott will have the last word. And Scott has been fishing Stren Series and Walmart BFL events for 11 years. No wins, but he has gained a lot of experience, and it showed here this week. He found big fish in changing conditions and had the rest of the field scrambling to catch up.
That'd work.
He seemed to be struggling today. Does he have enough in the National Guard leader bag to pull it off?
Here's number 4. Do you have the 5th fish?
Look at it today.
4 fish. You need 3 pounds, 3 ounces. 7 pounds, 6 ounces. Your champion, Ricky D. Scott of Van Buren, Arkansas.
Way to go, Ricky. An incredible victory for Ricky D. Scott. He goes home with cash and prizes worth $115,000. He has a guaranteed spot at the $2 million Forest Wood Cup in 2007 and the title of Stren Series Champion. Ricky D. Scott also takes home an additional $10,000 from Ranger Boats as part of the Ranger Cup program. 11 years of hard work, and here is the payoff. Ricky D. Scott takes his place among the champions of the sport. A huge victory for an angler who never gave up. This is a man who loves the sport, and today his dream has come true. And congratulations to 5 qualifiers: Ott Defoe, Jason Barovka, JT Kinney, Stacy King, and Ricky D. Scott. All are going to next year's $2 million Forest Wood Cup. A reminder to log on to FLWOutdoors.com for complete tournament coverage and live webcast. For Chris Jones and everyone with FLW Outdoors, I'm Keith Leibowitz. Thanks for watching.